Chapter 1. The Diplomatic Mission. The starship Celestial Dawn hummed softly as it descended through the violet-hued atmosphere of the planet Sci-Fi. Captain Elias Varro adjusted the cuffs of his formal uniform, his reflection staring back at him in the polished metal of the ship's bulkhead. This is it. The most important diplomatic mission of my career. Sci-Fi was home to the Valeth, an advanced alien species known for their striking beauty. Tall, with iridescent skin that shimmered like mother-of-pearl, and eyes that glowed like distant stars. And among them, the most revered was Princess Lysara, heir to the Zephyrin throne. Elias had been briefed extensively. The Valeth were highly emotional beings, their culture steeped in symbolism and ritual. A single misstep could jeopardize Earth's fragile alliance with them. His first officer, Lieutenant Mira Chen, handed him a small ornate box. The flowers, sir. Genuine earth roses, cultivated in 0G for maximum vibrancy. The psychologists say it's the perfect gesture. Elias nodded. Let's hope so. Chapter 2. The Royal Court. The grand hall of the Zephyrin Palace was breathtaking. Bioluminescent vines coiled around towering pillars, their soft glow casting shifting patterns on the walls. The air was thick with a scent of exotic spices and something sweet, like crushed crystal fruit. At the center of the hall, seated upon a throne of living coral, was Princess Lysara. Elias's breath caught. She was even more stunning in person. Her silver-blue hair cascaded like liquid metal, her elongated fingers adorned with delicate rings that pulsed with light. Her eyes, a deep violet, regarded him with quiet intensity. Elias bowed deeply, then stepped forward. Your Highness, on behalf of Earth, I bring you a gift, a token of our admiration and goodwill. He opened the box, revealing the roses. Their crimson petals were dewy, their fragrance rich and unmistakably Terran. A murmur rippled through the court. Lysara's expression shifted, not to the expected smile, but to something unreadable. She reached out, her fingers brushing the petals. Then, without warning, she recoiled. The entire hall gasped. Elias's stomach dropped. Did I offend her? Lysara stood, her voice like chiming bells, but edged with something sharp. Captain Varro, do you know what these symbolize in my culture? Elias swallowed. I was told they were a universal sign of affection. A tense silence followed. Then Lysara's lips curled, not in warmth, but in something darker. On Sci-Fi, she said, these flowers are only given in one circumstance, when proposing war. Chapter 3. The Misunderstanding. Elias's blood turned to ice. Myra's voice crackled in his earpiece. Sir, our cultural database must have been corrupted. The Valeth associate red flowers with bloodshed. It's an ancient tradition. Elias barely kept his composure. Your Highness, I assure you, this was a terrible mistake. On Earth, roses symbolize love and respect. Lysara's eyes narrowed. And yet you bring them to me, knowing nothing of our ways. The courtiers around her shifted, their glowing eyes flickering with suspicion. Elias had to fix this fast. Princess, if I may, allow me to explain. Our intention was never to threaten. We seek peace, an alliance between our worlds. Lysara studied him for a long moment. Then she turned to her advisors. Leave us. The hall emptied in seconds. When they were alone, Lysara stepped down from her throne, her movements graceful yet deliberate. You intrigue me, Captain. Few would dare make such a bold gesture, even by accident. Elias exhaled. Then, you believe me. She tilted her head. Perhaps. But trust must be earned. Chapter 4. The Trial. To prove Earth's sincerity, Lysara demanded Elias undergo a trial, a test of courage and wisdom. He was taken to the Chasm of Whispers, a vast canyon where the winds carried voices of the past. His task: retrieve a lumine stone, a rare crystal said to hold the essence of truth. The climb was treacherous. Jagged rocks cut his hands, and eerie whispers filled his mind, echoes of long-dead warriors, their regrets and secrets clawing at his sanity. At the canyon's heart, he found the stone, a pulsing shard of blue light. But as he reached for it, the ground trembled. A shadow wraith, a creature of living darkness, emerged from the abyss. Elias had no weapons, no way to fight. Then he remembered Lysara's words. Truth is not taken, it is given. Instead of fleeing, he stood firm. I seek only peace. The wraith hesitated. Then to his shock, it bowed, dissolving into mist. The stone floated into his palm. Chapter 5. The Truth Revealed. Back at the palace, Elias presented the lumine stone to Lysara. She placed it against her forehead, its glow intensifying. Then her eyes widened. You speak the truth, she whispered. Your people do mean no harm. Elias nodded. We only wish to understand you. Lysara's demeanor softened. And now I understand you. She took his hand, her touch warm. Perhaps this misunderstanding was fate's design. For now we have learned something precious, about each other and ourselves. Elias smiled. Does this mean the alliance stands? Lysara's lips curved into the smile he had hoped for, radiant, genuine. It does. And perhaps more. The court erupted in cheers. Epilogue. As the celestial dawn prepared to depart, Lysara gifted Elias a single moon petal, a zephyrin symbol of deep trust. Next time, she teased, research your gifts more carefully. Elias laughed. I will. But for the record, I'd still give you flowers. Lysara's eyes sparkled. And I would accept them, knowing their true meaning. As the ship ascended, Elias knew one thing for certain. This was only the beginning. Epilogue. A promise among the stars. The celestial dawn hovered in low orbit above Sci-Fi, its engines humming softly as final preparations were made for departure. Captain Elias Varro stood in the observation deck, gazing at the planet below, its swirling violet atmosphere, its glittering cities, and the vast oceans that shimmered like liquid silver. He turned when the door hissed open. Princess Lysara stepped inside, her iridescent gown flowing like liquid starlight. The soft glow of the cosmos framed her silhouette, making her seem almost ethereal. You're leaving, she said, her voice carrying a weight Elias hadn't heard before. He nodded. Earth's council will want a full report. But this isn't goodbye. Lysara approached, her luminous eyes searching his. Your people and mine have much to learn from one another. This alliance, it changes everything. Elias smiled. For the better, I hope. She reached into the folds of her gown and withdrew a small, crystalline bloom, a moon petal delicate and glowing faintly blue. A token, she said, pressing it into his palm. On Sci-Fi, this symbolizes a promise. Elias closed his fingers around it, feeling its warmth. What kind of promise? Lysara's lips curved into that radiant smile he had come to cherish. That we will meet again. His chest tightened. I'll hold you to that. For a moment neither spoke. The silence between them was comfortable, charged with something unspoken but deeply understood. Then the ship's calm crackled to life. Captain, we're cleared for departure. Elias exhaled. I should go. Lysara hesitated, then did something unexpected. She reached up, her fingers brushing his cheek. "Next time you bring me flowers, Elias Varro, make sure they're the right ones." He laughed, capturing her hand in his. "I'll study your customs thoroughly. No more accidental war declarations." Her laughter was like chimes in the wind. "See that you do." With one last lingering look, she turned and left, the door sealing behind her with a whisper. Elias remained for a moment longer, watching Sci-Fi through the viewport. Then, with the moon petal safely tucked in his pocket, he strode toward the bridge. Lieutenant Mira arched an eyebrow as he entered. "Everything settled, Captain." Elias took his seat, a slow smile spreading across his face. "Just the beginning." As the celestial dawn surged forward into the star-streaked void, Elias knew one thing for certain. Their story was far from over.